Uncle Scott and Uncle Tim, his uncle.
KODY's big family reunion scene, it was filmed after his son died, but shown first to change the narrative.
I hope there's a lot of forgiveness, but I should have been there for her operation.
There's this constant push to give them grace when it comes to KODY and Robyn's behavior surrounding Garrison's death. But why? They played a role in what happened, and ignoring that doesn't make it go away. KODY hasn't changed his stance in the slightest, and even the other wives have openly called him a deadbeat dad.
Almost all my interaction with Robyn's children are because I'm with Robyn and interacting with her children.
That storyline about KODY wanting to reconnect with his kids without going through their mothers, it was filmed after Garrison passed, but edited earlier in the season to make it look like some heartfelt wake-up call. It wasn't. And why was his entire relationship with his children dependent on their mothers in the first place? Because he didn't actually raise them until Robyn's kids came along. Aspen is 30 years old, and this is the first conversation he's had with her that wasn't arranged by Christine. That's a parenting record no one should be proud of.
And me leaving is hard, and what does that mean for her?
When he vaguely mentioned meeting with Janelle's sons, it's likely Hunter and Logan. It's unclear whether he left out names to protect privacy or to make people think Garrison and Gabe were there, even though Garrison had already passed. The editing conveniently obscured that fact.
I'm like, you need to just make the boys move out. When you're 21, karmically, I have given you all you need. You got a good car,
Depression was almost certainly a factor. Back when KODY told Janelle to kick the boys out, bye-bye. She mentioned being concerned about Garrison. He seemed withdrawn and unwell. Later at a family dinner, Garrison made it clear.
I bought a house, I got into school, and I got the car that I wanted, that he told me I should never get.
And he doesn't know anything.
We don't need a father figure, and I bought a house and a car, and Dad doesn't even know because he doesn't care to know. Anyone who has seen a child struggle with mental health issues connected to an absent father can recognize the pain behind those words. KODY hasn't changed, and there was never much expectation that he would. His patterns run deep. He's neglected his older children for years in full public view, making his parenting fair game for criticism. This doesn't mean he's solely responsible for Garrison's death. Garrison was an adult, with other struggles such as National Guard pressures and possible alcohol issues. Ultimately, no one can know exactly what was going through his mind. But it's absurd to suggest that KODY's treatment of his children had no impact.
They're not here for each other. They're not here for anybody else. They're here for me. So it's very honoring, humbling, and super special.
Years of emotional neglect, performative parenting, and blatant favoritism leave deep scars. And his parenting of Robyn's kids isn't much better. They too seem caught in a power struggle rather than genuine care. Why Mary, Christine, and Robyn will never thrive in a plural marriage, and the one wife who actually can.
I would consider plural marriage again.
Janelle is the only one who genuinely seems suited for polygamy. It's fascinating to watch someone whose personality and needs actually align with the dynamic. Mary is a control freak with a jealousy streak. Understandable, but still.
But then I got really jealous.
Christine is intensely needy and equally jealous. Also understandable. Robyn, she operates like the world was designed for her and her children, taking whatever she can.
I grew up in the mainstream LDS church. I was really happy there.
Janelle, on the other hand, appears to simply enjoy the lifestyle. She's comfortable with the relationships and power shifts, likely because she chose it. Something that matters more than merely being raised in it. Robyn's background doesn't compare. Her mother's situation was more of a mistress arrangement than a true multi-mother household. It would be interesting to see Robyn in a plural marriage where the new wife is younger, attractive, and socially magnetic.
We're not insane.
Just to observe how she handles being sidelined.
But we actually just...
Janelle's adaptability may come from an avoidant attachment style, valuing independence, avoiding neediness, shying away from conflict, and often deferring to others to keep the peace. Such people tend to bury themselves in work and lose touch with their own needs. Her early life likely shaped this. 2 young marriages, one ending in divorce, before entering a polygamous marriage with KODY. despite knowing she'd face intense conflict with Mary and the volatile dynamics that came with him.
I don't have any official divorce because we weren't really ever legally married. As soon as the KODY Pass property is settled and I can get my part out.
For Janelle, this may actually be the most stable family system she's experienced, making it difficult to imagine something better. Still, her calm, roll-with-the-punches nature stands out. If she ever leaves, she deserves a partner who genuinely makes her happy. Robyn never wanted plural marriage. She wanted the crown.
But I didn't sign up for monogamy.
TLC needs to stop pushing the idea that Robyn ever truly wanted plural marriage. It's exhausting watching her cry and repeat, "Monogamy wasn't my dream. I wanted sister wives to grow old with."
I don't have a head wife in this family. You go with 2, you go with 3.
Yes.
Maybe she did want plural marriage, but only if she was the favorite, the head wife, with everyone else, wives and kids alike, bending to her and her children. That's why she bristled when the kids didn't celebrate her pregnancies or put up with her daughter's tattling and tantrums.
You're the shopping queen.
I look pretty cute to me.
It looked pretty cute to you?
Yeah, it did.
Her real goal seemed to be financial security without having to work, and the vanity box scene was pure comedy. He's assembling it in the living room, casually remarking, "My wife is the shopper in the family."
I'm in love with Robyn. That doesn't diminish it.
The real twist? He's in love with her, and she's using him for money and stability. She's not in love. He's just easy to manipulate. Feed his ego, and he's putty. When some of the older children inevitably reconnect with him, she'll be furious. She's already simmering over the Aspen conversation. KODY's entire view of divorce built on Robyn's worst behavior.
Yeah, I know. It feels like you've poisoned the well for me.
KODY often claims that his ex-wives poisoned their children against him, but his main reference point for divorce seems to be Robyn's experience.
Sasha, our lawyer in Montana, just let us know that Robyn's ex is in Sasha's.
Robyn openly criticized her ex-husband to her children and to the public, alienated them from their biological father, and even pressured him into giving up custody. Observing this, KODY appears to have concluded that all divorces follow the same pattern.
In my life.
I'm Brianna Brown, I'm 9, and then...
Robyn's children were very young at the time and lacked the perspective to challenge what they were told. The situation was both damaging and manipulative, yet KODY seems to have treated it as a universal template.
For David's sake, David Woolley's sake.
This mindset explains remarks such as his claim that David could not possibly want Christine because she left a good man, followed by his insistence that he had to vet Robyn to ensure she hadn't done the same.
I kind of told the kids, their dad and I had had a really bad fight.
Other examples contradict his assumptions. Janelle's divorce was also difficult, but both she and Christine made efforts to calm their children when they reacted to KODY's behavior. The more plausible explanation for his adult children's critical views is that his own actions contributed to the breakdown of their relationships, not that they were coerced into holding those opinions.
I vetted Robyn differently than that. I vetted Robyn hard.
What stands out is that KODY accepted Robyn's account of her divorce without question. He says he vetted her, but never met or spoke with her ex-husband, nor did he seek information from others who knew them during their marriage. In the early years, when her children still had contact with their father, he could have obtained a broader perspective. Instead, his version of vetting seems to have been limited to hearing one side of the story and taking it at face value. This so-called mid-season break makes absolutely no sense, until you know the real reason. Apparently, mid-season break now means just before the credits roll for good. In this case, the break ran from February 2nd to April 20th, oddly timed and oddly long.
Uncle Scott and Uncle Tim, his uncles, my brother and my brother-in-law are coming.
During that stretch, 2 major dates occurred: Garrison's passing on March 5th and his birthday on April 10. It's entirely possible that Janelle and perhaps other family members requested a pause in airing episodes to allow space for grieving and celebrating without also reliving emotional footage on national television. If the series continues, breaks around these dates could become a pattern. Of course, it's also possible TLC simply wanted to stretch out the season as much as possible.
If you guys want to stay for Christmas, then we can.
Why would we stay here from Flagstaff for Christmas? That would be so boring.
Early signs suggested that the next major storyline would focus on KODY and his sons redefining their relationships. That plan likely shifted after Garrison's death. If there's any bright spot in all of this, it's that the original wives still seem connected while pursuing separate lives.
Us, Mary, Janelle, Robyn, and me. I mean, you still want to build?
The kids appear to be doing well. The grandchildren remain adorable, and Coyote Pass is finally sold. All in all, it feels like a natural moment to close the curtain. This is what happens when bold personalities forget to check if anyone's actually comfortable.
There's tasteful sexy. Mom can be tastefully sexy.
Why does everyone in that family seem intent on making truly uncomfortable? Aspen is the only one consistently behaving like an adult while everyone else treats conversations like they're competing for the most awkward moment. Mykelti chooses to tell a 13-year-old that mom can be attractive, and Christine follows by dramatically removing a belt as if it's part of a comedy routine. Christine seems to be in a second adolescence, testing boundaries she never explored before, while Mykelti's humor leans towards surprising people or drawing attention to herself. Aspen sometimes adds a lighthearted remark to keep pace, while truly being younger doesn't engage that way yet. Mykelti's flair for the dramatic may come from growing up in a big family where attention was hard to come by. She didn't always connect well with certain family members, which might have shaped her style of interaction. While it may have made sense in the past, it feels a bit much now that she's a parent herself.
No, I'll behave myself.
At present, Christine and Mykelti feed off each other's energy, both big personalities who enjoy making bold statements. Mykelti's "I'm too much" persona pairs with Christine's newfound adventurousness, creating moments that can overwhelm the room.
Wow, okay. It's not your wedding all over.
Even Aspen seemed weary when the topic of their mother's attractiveness came up with a younger sibling. This isn't the first time conversations have been more mature than the audience was ready for. In the most recent episode, Mykelti seemed to be playfully pushing Truly's buttons, and Christine's responses didn't exactly help diffuse the moment. Aspen kept calm, and Truly made the thoughtful choice to step away. Sometimes volume and boldness don't equal charm or wit. Reading the room, especially when younger family members are present, can make all the difference. KODY's sacrifices for Christine? The truth is uglier than he'll ever admit.
Man, just the knife in the kidneys over all these years!
What exactly were KODY's big sacrifices to love Christine? He never actually explained them. Meanwhile, Christine handled nearly all of the childcare, worked nights, and gave up any chance at genuine love or passion. Yet somehow, he's the one who claims to have suffered.
Yeah, well, you don't want the shop vac? I bought a shop vac.
I would love that shop vac.
When it came time for the breakup conversation, he made sure to point out that he bought everything in her house, as if her earnings and the years she spent raising their children on her own didn't count for anything.
The sad problem with mine and Christine's wedding day was the lack of involvement.
The reality is, KODY sacrificed nothing. That whole sacrifices speech was just performance for the cameras. He was emotionally done with Christine ends before the marriage ended. His marriage to her seemed less about love and more about personal advantage, status, connections, maybe even financial benefit.
That I wasn't attracted to you when we got married.
When he talks about sacrifice, it sounds like he means enduring intimacy with someone he wasn't attracted to, having children with her, and spending time in her presence. The repeated cheese nacho story, told both in print and on camera, served no purpose but to humiliate her. Bringing a therapist on an anniversary trip, turning their relationship struggles into public content, and telling her to put the family first in exchange for his love show he never built a true emotional bond with her. So when he rages about the knife in the kidneys, it reads less like heartbreak and more like, I forced myself to be with you when I didn't want to, and now you're repaying me by leaving instead of continuing to serve my needs and contribute financially. Subscribe and come back for more.